Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Don't forget the Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on my YouTube channel. And Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, and Southwest Suffolk County on Long Island, Long Island's largest rock salt source, and your source for everything you need to get you through this winter. And before you know it, it'll be your source to get everything you need to get your home good looking good for the spring. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. Our storm system is now pulling away to the northeast. We are still dealing with a lot of leftover clouds. Problem is we have this rather broad upper trough that extends across the Great Lakes and into the eastern part of the United States. And we get these little spokes of energy that come through from time to time, and that produces some cloud cover. But there's also some drier air, and you see it here, so sometimes the sun does come through. So let's call it partly sunny for most places, more in the way of clouds as you work your way inland. And I think that's going to be the case certainly for the rest of today and probably for tomorrow as well. The radar at the moment, let me just bring that up for you as we take a look at that. And we've got some snow going on in parts of northern Vermont and New Hampshire and in north central New York, a little bit of lake effect, also in southwestern New York, western PA, back through Ohio, and in Michigan and over into Wisconsin. The heavier precip now exiting Maine, and of course, we saw some heavy rains of 2 inches or more along the coastal plain, along with some very strong gusty winds in southern New England, Long Island, and southeastern New England overnight. Now we're getting into the northwest breeze, and you'll see it here. There we go. Got the right map up finally. There's your low inland in Maine. Gradient's not particularly tight on the backside, so maybe it's just a tad breezy, but nothing that really is causing any problems. And colder air has kind of worked its way all the way down into the southeast and into Florida, where temperatures are in the very chilly 40s in many places in the Carolinas and back through Alabama and Mississippi. Going forward over the next 7 days, as we take a look at how much precip, just about a half an inch touching southeastern New England, back to central and southern New Jersey, and then you start to see the amounts go up in the Carolinas, and particularly from southern Kentucky all the way down into Louisiana, where we have a large area of 2 to 3 inch liquid precip amounts. And as far as snow is concerned, over the next 72 hours, the probability for at least two confined mainly well to the north and also across the lower lakes and even into the upper lakes. And then you see the area expand a bit as you head back into Wyoming, Idaho, and on up into Montana. We'll just take a quick peek at the probability for at least 8. And you see that there are some areas in the northern Rockies where we're going to see an 80% or higher probability of at least 8 inches. And in the long range, from the overnight forecast from WPC, this is for next Wednesday, where we see a narrow band of snow starting from Missouri back through Indiana and Ohio, east into Indiana and Ohio, and northern West Virginia. And for interior areas of the Northeast, and for Wednesday into Thursday, we're looking at what they see as some snow, 10 to 30% chance back to about New York City. We'll see. And points up into upstate New York and into New England, and also in parts of Arkansas, northeastward into West Virginia. A little bit of overrunning setting up there. So this broad trough is going to slowly pull out, and we don't see too much happening. Weather systems that are coming through over the weekend are on the weak side, and it will probably settle with some kind of a weather front stalled to our south next week. So we'll have to see whether we get any kind of a wave or two that tries to develop and moves to the northeast. Late next week, the trough in the north strengthens a bit, and that could bring down a shot of rather cold air, certainly a lot colder than what we've been experiencing recently, and that'll be again for the end of next week. So as far as what the GFS at least is showing on the surface, it isn't much. We have a dry day today, a dry day tomorrow. Here's a front for Saturday that just basically falls apart. A second front late on Sunday into Sunday night, maybe brings a shower or two late in the day, Sunday into Sunday night. You see the rain in the southeast. That low goes out underneath us early next week. A slightly colder high builds in. You get a little bit of overrunning precip. The model wants to suppress that precip to the south, and then another round of overrunning precip late in the week, which it also wants to suppress to the south. And then here comes a big cold high down for the end of next week. So if you want cold weather, you've got about a week or so to wait for it if the GFS is correct. Weather in 5 is brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. Don't forget, tonight, the Joe and Joe Weather Show at 7:35 p.m. I stand corrected, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 8 p.m. We'll see you then.